There are some stories that don't just entertain you, they stay with you. They remind you that silence is not always weakness, and patience is not always surrender. This is one of those stories. Imagine a woman who had built her entire world around loyalty. Isabel was not just a wife. She was a force, strong, composed, and deeply respected in every space she walked into. She had earned her place beside her husband Victor, a commanding man whose reputation carried weight in every room. Together they seemed unshakable. But the moment Isabel stepped away to rest and recover, something shifted, and the cracks in that perfect picture began to show. When she came back, she didn't walk into the warm welcome she deserved. Instead, she found Camilla sitting comfortably in her office, not as a guest, not temporarily, but as someone who had quietly, deliberately made herself at home in Isabel's absence. Camilla was Victor's assistant, and apparently, she had become quite a bit more than that while Isabel was gone. Now, most people in Isabel's position might have paused, taken a breath, let things slide to keep the peace. But Isabel was not most people. She looked at Camilla. She looked at that office, her office, and she made a decision without a single second of hesitation. She asked Camilla to leave, firmly, without apology. Because why would she apologize for reclaiming what was already hers? That confrontation, simple as it sounds, lit a fire that would burn far longer than anyone expected. Camilla didn't accept the humiliation quietly. Instead, she twisted the story completely. She went to Victor and painted Isabel as the villain, claiming that Isabel had gone out of her way to embarrass her, to humiliate her publicly, to make her feel small. And Victor? He believed her. Or maybe he chose to believe her. Either way, instead of standing by his wife, he stood against her. He brought Camilla back. He gave her the position again. And then he did something even harder to forgive. He threatened Isabel, his own wife, the woman who had stood beside him through everything. That moment, the moment Victor chose Camilla over Isabel, is the moment this story truly begins. Because it wasn't just a professional insult anymore. It was personal. It was a betrayal that cut to the bone. But Isabel held herself together. She watched. She waited. And then she witnessed something that crossed every possible line. Her father's relics, precious, irreplaceable memories of a man she had loved more than anything in this world, were damaged. Not by accident, deliberately. And her horse, the one creature that had never judged her, never betrayed her, never chosen anyone else over her, was poisoned. When she connected the dots and understood who was behind it, something inside her didn't break. It hardened. This was no longer about an office. This was no longer about pride or position. This was about everything she had ever valued, being stripped away from her, piece by piece, by the very people who were supposed to protect her. Victor, the man she had trusted with her whole life, and Camilla, who had smiled at her while quietly destroying everything she loved. Isabel made a decision that night, quiet, cold, and completely certain. She was going to dismantle everything Victor had built around himself using her absence. She was going to remove him from the position he had abused. She was going to take back every single thing that belonged to her. Her space, her dignity, her father's memory, and her own name. What makes Isabel's story so powerful is not the revenge itself. It's the restraint before it. It's watching a woman absorb blow after blow, the betrayal, the threats, the lies, the destruction, and still move with precision instead of panic. She didn't scream. She didn't beg. She didn't fall apart. She simply decided that enough was enough. And then she acted like a woman who had nothing left to lose, because in many ways, she didn't. This story is a reminder that the most dangerous person in any room is not the one who is loud. It is the one who has been pushed too far, who has been underestimated for too long, and who finally decides to stop being patient. Isabel's revenge was not just personal. It was a statement. It was her standing up and saying, "I was here before you. I will be here after you. And everything you tried to take from me is coming back. And trust me, watching it all unfold. Absolutely worth every second."